Hi, welcome back to my channel, The Bag Maker Society. Today's video is basically just a bit of a catch-up video. I can't actually remember when the last sort of catch-up video that I put out was. I think it might have been my November and December sewing plans. But since then I've been to the Knitting and Stitching show, so I thought I would share with you everything that I got. I didn't get massive amounts. I think I've spoken in some of my other videos, so you might remember that I am trying to be a little bit conservative and a little bit more mindful of fabrics that I'm buying, because I do have a really very big stash of fabrics. So what I'm trying to do when I am in places and I see things, I'm trying to think about whether I've also already got something similar, whether it goes with anything that I've got in my stash, either vinyls, etc., or if I really need it. What I have been trying to buy and increase is my fabrics that kind of go with my other fabrics, so not necessarily plain, but what I would call blender fabrics. So maybe you know, fabrics that are like a marble effect or a batik or something like that, so that I can use them for pockets or accent pieces, and they don't clash with the printed fabrics that I really like to use. So I did get some of those. I did also get a couple of other bits and pieces, one of which I can't share with you because it's a Christmas present. But I might sort of post a picture of it on my community tab, maybe after Christmas when the person has been given it. But yeah, I don't actually want to share it because A, the person watches it, and B, they'll know it's for them. There'll be no sort of like, oh, is that for me? They will know it is for them. So I can't share that with you. I did go to Quilted Bear as well. As you will know, Quilted Bear is one of my favourites. There is literally no more rulers though for me to buy. There is no more quilting rulers on this planet that I can buy that I don't already have. So I did get a couple of bits and pieces from them. You might have seen in one of my other videos that I bought these, well, a pack of these when I was at Ali Pali, and they are brilliant for the back of the rulers, for stopping them slipping, keeping them in place. So I bought another couple of packs so that I have enough to do all the rest of my rulers, which is a lot. I have a lot of rulers. I bought a refill for my chalk pen because that is running low and I know that I'm going to run out shortly. And I also bought one of these glue pens. So I have seen quite a few people use these for a couple of different things, and I thought they might be really handy when double-sided tape isn't suitable. Most things double-sided tape is suitable for, but just occasionally there's another thing where, you know, if it's particularly curved, it can sometimes be a bit of a nightmare. So I thought I'm going to get one of them and see whether I use it or not. So that was all I got from Quilted Bear, which is very reserved for me from them. But I think, to be fair, I've got quite a lot of stuff from them as it is. I got this webbing from, I think it was Little Legs fabric. I think that's where I got this from. It just really jumped out at me. I bought enough to do about 3 crossbody straps. Andy quite liked it as well, so I thought if I get enough for 3, if he needs to use it for any of his bags, for a strap, there's plenty. I'm not going to be upset that he's using any. So like I say, I'm pretty sure that that was Little Legs, but I will put links in the description box down below. I got these 3 vinyls. Again, I can't share why I've bought them. I did buy them with a project in mind, and they are going to be getting cut out probably later on today or tomorrow, but I can't share what the project is because it's going to be a present. And I mean, I don't actually think the 2 people who the present's for watch my channel, but it would be typical that they would watch and it would ruin it. But I promise that after Christmas, once they're done, I'll do a little bit of filming of them, and then after Christmas I'll put that into one of my vlogs somewhere so that you'll sit and like, oh, that's what she bought that for. Hopefully it's going to work. Like, in my head it's going to work, but we shall see. But these have a very specific project in mind. These will be something very, very shortly. And I think these were from somewhere called Thimble Fabrics, something like that. That sort of seems to ring a bell from my receipts. And then I went to Rainbow Fabrics. I love Rainbow Fabrics. I just love like all the bright prints that they get, all the bright unusual fabrics. I love the fact that it's dead stock. But I did just buy fabrics that will kind of complement what I already have in my stash. So I bought this one, and if you've seen my video on my husband's makes, which I will post a link to, he used a fabric that I absolutely loved, and they had one that was very, very similar. So I picked up a meter of this one. It's a lovely quality, really, really nice weight quality. But it's not the same, but it's similar. And I have a lot of browns, I have a lot of beiges, I have a little bit of orange fabrics in my stash. And one of the projects that they are going to be used for, this would probably work for the lining, I think. So, but I'm going to see. So that was why that one was bought. It was bought very mindfully and with very much a purpose in mind. This one, again, has been bought with another project in mind. That part of this is for, you won't be looking at that thinking, hang on, how will those three colours go with this? But once you see, when it's all done, and I can put pictures out there, be like, oh. So this will be the lining for one of those bags. And the person that this is for, this is just right up their street. Like, it couldn't be any more up their street if it tried. So that was why that one was bought. I bought this one because I just thought with all the different colours in it, it would go with so many different things. It would work well as a lining on its own. It would work well on the outside. It's an accent piece. And I just really liked it, which is unusual for me because it's quite sort of, I don't want to say girly, but yeah, it's not normally what I would have gone for, but it really stood out. So I thought, I'm having a meter of that. And then I got this one. I have a lot of blues, greens, purples in my stash. So I thought this would go well for complementing those fabrics. So those are the fabrics that I bought. And then I saw this one. If you've seen my episode on the podcast with Brian, and we talked a lot about chicken fabric, Brian makes so many different things with chickens on them, buys any sort of chicken fabric that or most chicken fabrics that he sees. And Rainbow Fabrics had this, so I had to buy it, and I am going to make myself a chicken bag so I can be the same as Brian. It's just, yeah, it's a really nice quality. It's lovely, and some of the colours, I don't know whether the camera's picking it up, but like some of the colours in some, like the chickens, are just gorgeous. Like those, it's like a really deep blue. They just really stood out, and I just thought, I'm having that. I'm having it in honour of Brian. I am going to have a chicken bag, whether it is my lining or whether I have it on in some form on the outside. I don't know yet. I haven't decided which pattern I'm going to make it up as, but I thought, I'm having this without a shadow of a doubt. That was going to be mine. And then Andy bought 2 fabrics to start his stash. He's got a long way to go to catch up to mine. He loves camper vans and VWs, so he saw this fabric and decided straight away he would like some of this. So that is the first fabric in his stash. And then this one to go sort of as a lining for him. I'll probably pinch a little bit of this too. But so yeah, so they're the first 2 fabrics in his stash. So yeah, the knitting and stitching show was lovely. Really liked Harrogate. I mean, I love Harrogate anyway. We go to Harrogate quite a bit because it isn't, you know, too far away from us. But obviously getting there on Saturday was quite an adventure with the traffic, but we made it. It wasn't as busy as what I thought it was going to be, but it was still busy, but I don't know, I just thought it might have been busier with it being the Saturday. But obviously the weather might have put some people off, might have decided to go on the Sunday instead if they were just paying at the door when the weather wasn't going to be as bad. But we already had our ticket, so we had to go on the Saturday. But once we actually got down there, it stopped sort of snowing, and it started to sort of settle and actually thaw out because the rain had come. And by the time we came out on the night time, it was all pretty much clear. So thankfully my hubby was driving, not me, because I wouldn't have wanted to drive in that weather. But yeah, as I say, we made it. The venue was really quite nice. I loved how the sort of Royal Hall was in the middle, and you could walk around there and you could get something to eat and sit in there and have something to eat. Really beautiful, like building. The sort of ornate architecture inside was absolutely gorgeous. And then the actual knitting and stitching show itself was set over sort of like 3 different rooms, so you could just kind of, well, oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, because there was the sort of one at the front as well where all the quilts were. So yeah, so there was plenty to do, plenty to see, lots of independent retailers. Sort of caught up with quite a few people who I hadn't seen for a while. I bumped into a couple of ladies who had previously been on one of the retreats, so that was lovely. Just as we were coming out, because I was with Maria, who was on the podcast a couple of weeks ago. She got chatting to Lauren, who was also on the Sewn Bee, and it was lovely because we got some pictures. So yeah, it was just a really, really lovely day. It was a long day. I was very pleased to get home, get into my pajamas and order a takeaway. But I'm very proud of myself for not going over the top with fabrics, especially rainbow fabrics. I could have bought a lot more. I could have literally just gone, I'll have that, like all the way along. They had so many really, really lovely fabrics, but I was being very, very good. So yeah, so some of what I've got will be getting made up in the next month or so. So I will try and update as I can. Obviously some of them are going to be present, so it's going to be a little bit difficult, but we shall make it work. We shall make it work. So I hope you've enjoyed my little catch up today. I haven't really got any sewing things to share with you. The only bag that I've completed has already gone off to its new home, so I can't share that with you. I finished it on Tuesday. My mum came over on Wednesday because she wanted a present for somebody and promptly said that was the one that she was having, which I did actually say that was probably what would happen. So that one has already gone off to its new home, but hopefully over the next couple of weeks I will have lots of sewing things to share with you. I have pretty much all of my November and December plans cut out. I've got a couple of little bits left to finish off, but pretty much everything is cut out. So it should just be a month of just being able to sew, which I'm very, very much looking forward to. So if you have enjoyed this video, please do give it a like. Many thanks to the members of the Bag Maker Society Club and the YouTube channel members, because without you I would not be able to make videos like this. And I will see you on another video soon.